Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, we're back in action. It's been a while, hasn't it? Since the last TWAB, you've gotten your hands on Hawkmoon. The dawning has come and gone. Next generation consoles received some wonderful enhancements. You released a crow from their cage, and Lord Saladin watched as you decimated your foes with stasis inside of Iron Banner. Oh man, dude, the way Bungie puts it, it's so romantic, right? On the Bungie side of things, we took a breather. This last year has been full of challenges that none of us expected. Even through everything 2020 had in store, we were able to get Beyond Light and Season the Hunt in your hands. This did not come at a bit of a cost, and we needed some time to recharge our batteries for a new year. We have no doubt that 2021 will have mountains to climb and unexpected surprises, but we're all excited to get back into the groove for a new year of Destiny development. So let's get this party started. We've got 4 TWABs between you and a fresh season of Destiny 2 content. You're hungry for what we've got planned, and we're eager to dish out the goods. So first up, we'll be looking at a few changes to vendors, Dreaming City and Moon rewards, and some sandbox tuning for Hunter Stasis abilities inside of the Crucible. Yeah, all Shatterdive about to finally be dealt with. So first up, we have rewards update, Dreaming City and the Moon. Since the launch of Beyond Light, we've been collecting what feels like a metric ton of feedback on various Destiny systems. While we've shared some plans related to rewards, DDoS protection on consoles, crossplay, and transmog, we have new details on rewards from 2 of our most recent destinations, the Moon and the Dreaming City. Reward areas lead Justin Dezette, I hope I'm saying your name right, will be walking us through some changes in response to our player feedback. So from Justin, last month, Assistant Game Director Joe Blackburn spoke about some changes we were making to gear in Season 13 in response to some feedback. Today, we're going to be briefly chatting about what some of these changes are as they relate to our back catalog of expansions and the reasons behind them. So first, let's review a list of what you'll see starting in Season 13. Reissue Dreaming City, Reverie Dawn, and Moon Dreambane armor. These will also drop with higher stats when earned in Shattered Throne or Pit of Heresy. The final chest in Pit of Heresy will no longer drop a fully masterwork Dreambane armor piece, okay? Was it me or was the stat roll always garbage despite it being masterwork from Pit? Now instead, the Dreambane armor that drops will have 7 armor energy, and it's guaranteed to drop with at least a plus 16 in 2 different stats, as well as higher stats overall. Okay then, so super spiky in the stat distribution. I like it. Dreambane class items will not drop from this chest. Now we're also going to reissue 4 weapons for Dreaming City with new perk pulls. This includes Waking Vigil, Sleepless, Vouchsafe, and Retotel. Mother of God. Okay, look, let me just be clear. I just want to stop right here, right now, and just say, I don't like sunsetting. I don't like reissued weapons. But my God, do I miss Waking Vigil. And as someone who didn't get a good roll Retotel, please, for the love of God, can I get one to drop with some good rolls this time? Dreaming City weapons that drop in the Shattered Throne dungeon can roll with the perks that are unavailable from drops from other reward sources. So specifically from Shattered Throne, we'll be able to obtain, I guess, whatever the new perk pool is going to be. Please be juicy. If it is not juicy, this is going to be bad. Moving on. Reissue weapons for the Moon will include new perk pulls for Premonition, which is actually a really good pulse rifle, Heretic, Blasphemer, and Apostate. Dude, I just don't understand this because we just got these weapons not that long ago. I have a God roll Premonition. I don't like that it essentially is outdated in Sunset and it's barely a year old. Moving on, weapons that drop in the Pit of Heresy dungeon can roll with perks that are unavailable from drops from other reward sources. I do like this. I gotta say this. It's nice that Bungie are singling out perks depending on the source of the drop. Now moving on to expanding Lost Sector, Legend, and Master rotations to 4 Moon sectors. So essentially all the K1 Lost sectors, which can also be pretty challenging, are going to get Legend and Master versions of it, thus allowing us to target specific loot. And if there's one thing I've really liked about Beyond Light, targeting loot is pretty nice. Moving on though, we are making these changes to help preserve the relevancy of the destinations, specifically some of the pinnacle in-game activities that still exist there. To get more specific around the actual experience, activities where reissues are acquired will be heavily weighted towards rewarding reissued gear over capped gear, though the exact weighting and mechanisms may differ. For example, in the Dreaming City, if you have already obtained an infusion capped weapon, it will not drop for you again. While not every gear source or legendary reward will be kept up to date for the entire lifetime these destinations are available, we do believe there's a high value value in targeting some specific activity drops for continued relevancy to give you more options for where to spend time at as you seek to improve your arsenal. Now, let me be real. I understand the logic. Like, I understand the logic of sunsetting. I also understand the logic of why they're having to make this loot still relevant, as they're like the major annual expansions. But why in the hell did they sunset these weapons to begin with? That's what I'm trying to understand. Was it a mistake? Like, did Bungie mistakenly sunset these weapons? I don't think so. All I know is that there are god rolls of these weapons that people spent many hours grinding for. To suddenly see these weapons back on the menu to grind for yet again. Sure, it's gonna have some new perks, which I'm happy for, sure. But at the same time, why even sunset it to begin with? One season has gone by, and now it's being reissued back to us. Am I misunderstanding this? Believe me, if I'm misunderstanding this, someone say something. Next on the chopping block, turn in those tokens. Yes. Since Destiny 2 launch, Guardians have been amassing vendor reputation tokens. These could be turned in for legendary gear, which would usually be dismantled for legendary shards and materials. Looking to the future, the team is excited to update the ways in which you earn reputation with ritual vendors and the rewards that come from them. Zet, back to you. So from Justin, the rewards for continuous ritual playlist completion has been a subject that's come up several times as we looked over Beyond Light feedback. And we're happy to announce some changes coming soon to Gambit, Crucible, and the Strike reward structure. Firstly, we'll be adding 2 new unique weapon rewards to each of the 3 playlist rituals, so 6 total across all 3 activities. These weapons are in addition to the ones added in Season of the Hunt and continue to have a small chance to drop at the end of each activity. Okay. Second, starting at Season 13 for Gambit and Crucible, Valor, and in the future seasons for Strikes, rank rewards will be visible on ritual vendors. Each season, you'll be greeted by a row of rewards, progression toward which will be earned automatically as you complete relevant playlist activities. Instead of having rank rewards drop automatically into your loot stream, they will now be picked up manually from the vendor list. We feel this gives much better visibility into what you'll be earning as you progress and helps you make better choices about where to spend your time. Okay, so these are the reputation rewards. Got an Ascendant Shard in there. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Progression is on a per ritual basis. You could be on rank 10 for Crucible and rank 4 for Gambit. You'll reset your rank right at the vendor by picking up the final reward. Rewards for each individual ritual are as follows. Rank 4, 3 upgrade modules. Rank 7, 3 enhancement cores. Rank 10, seasonal ritual shader. Changes to enhancement cores after resetting your rank. Rank 13, 2 enhancement prisms. Rank 16, seasonal ritual emblem can be exchanged to 2 enhancement prisms after resetting your rank. And then finally, after hundreds of hours, not really though, the reset reward is an Ascendant Shard. Honestly, this is good. Like, really, since we were getting practically nothing for resetting our Valor. Thank you, Bungie. Now, every rank up awards a base ritual engram, just like before. Additionally, each of the above ranks also awards a prime ritual engram. Due to the automated progression, Crucible tokens and Crucible token gifts are no longer needed and will be deprecated into junk that will be deleted as a full stack starting in Season 13. So cash those tokens in before the end of the season and get ready to earn some masterwork materials. That's right, baby. Your tokens. These thousands of tokens. I don't even know how many I got. How many I got here? I got close to 20,000 or more tokens. Goodbye. Really though, guys, I honestly think 1 or 2 things needed to happen when it came, especially to just tokens that people have just been amassing. Either Bungie needed to have a better reward structure from these tokens, or they need to do what they're doing right here. But let me just be clear. What you're seeing being done in front of you, what systematically is taking place, whether it's with sunsetting of loot, whether it's DCV, whether it's getting rid of all of your tokens, Bungie is resetting Destiny 2. Hence why I said Beyond Light is essentially Destiny 3, both for good and for bad. This is part of the bad, this reset. I did bring up a while back that tokens needed to be structured in which we could target certain things. Maybe if I turned in, I don't know, 100 tokens or maybe 500 tokens, I can get an Ascendant Shard out. It is nice though that after every Valor reset, after you get the Ascendant Shard, you'll be able to get an exotic engram. And these changes actually allows us to do something when it comes to earning things things through the core playlists. And we've often said for a long time now that there really is no reason to even take part in the core playlist, especially once you got past the leveling phase of a season. The only thing I'm actually wondering about is, of course, the ritual weapons. The fact that we're going to be getting 2 unique weapon rewards to each of the playlists, 6 total across all 3 activities. Is that just for 1 season? I'm assuming they're going to have random rolls, right? Incoming Ias Luna. Watch what I say. I'm telling you, fellas, Ias Luna's coming back. Or Allstringer. Just be Allstringer 2.0. Menagerie weapons. They're going to be the ritual weapons. Yeah. Oh, this is terrible. Moving on. Taking a pass. Revenant, Shatterdive, and Fissures. Feel like we're talking about hemorrhoids. The conversation and feedback on rewards wasn't the only thing we were tracking over the holiday break. Many of you have been spending time in the Crucible, Spearmint, and Stasis, and all the ways in which it can change the flow of a PvP match. Prior to the break, we had a round of tuning for Warlocks. Next up, we're looking at Hunters, but also have some comments on our approach to future Stasis tuning as we head into the new year. Please welcome Combat Area Lead, Tomonori Kinoshita. Kinoshita. Dude, that name is dope. But from Tomo, over the holiday break, we saw Trials go live, and with that, a wealth of valuable feedback from the community. Along with this feedback, we have been tracking data from Trials and identify some short-term changes, as well as more mid-term goals we are focusing on in the coming weeks and months. So first, the short-term goals. Address Outlier Stasis' abilities to keep subclass decision-making interesting. Reduce the potency of Shatterdive and Whisper of Fissures against Guardians, which is going live with update 3.0.2. Shatterdive now has a damage fall-off versus unfrozen targets. Max range damage reduced from 50 to 5, as well as a damage reduction during ability reduced from 50% to 25%. Alrighty. Whisper of Fissures, though, has a reduction max min damage versus non-super players from 42-22 to 30-4. Reduce max min damage versus super players 42-22 to 16-2. Reduce detonation radius versus players from 10 meters to 9 meters. Whoa, 1 meter difference. Oh, get dealt with, Hunters. Investigate the efficacy of Stasis Titan Behemoth Super. We want to let the above change settle to see where the Behemoth stands in our PvP hierarchy. But this is next on our radar. Well, I will say the Super does last incredibly long, but let's talk about this real quick. First up, Whisper of Fissures getting this reduction. Notice everything here is targeting players, meaning these are changes going to PvP. I mentioned this a long time ago. Bungie's been able to balance things separately, PvE and PvP, for a long time. And look at that. They're doing it right here. Point I'm trying to make is it's on Bungie if they want to do that. Now, there's a lot of values being thrown out here. Just know the damage that you would get when doing the Shatterdive animation, like by itself, was 50, now reduced to 5. And of course, damage fall off versus unfrozen targets, and overall damage reduction, although it still does like what, 2,000 damage or something? Something crazy like that. Shatterdive when included with Glacier Grenades. Regardless though, it does appear a significant difference in damage to what it's doing now, on top of more precision. Like what I'm getting from this due to the range, don't necessarily look at the top number, look at the bottom number being like 4 and 2. I know the top numbers seem relatively high, but that min damage, that minimum damage, it's telling me that there's gonna have to be more precision in the location of your Glacier Grenade, maybe even requiring you to get the freeze off on your opponent when going in for the Shatterdive to get the one-hit KO, which it should be the case. There's no thought process in it right now, okay? I'm just saying. You throw a grenade, you get a slam, everything around you for like 10 meters is dead. Even though the damage is still gonna affect you up to 9 meters, that detonation damage, the question is at what range will the one-hit KO take place? Will it be 5 meters? 4 meters? This is just going to require testing. Moving on to the midterm goal, improve PvP subclass usage and win rate balance. Addressing Stasis ability outliers will help us lower the ceiling, but we also want to pull up other underperforming light subclasses. Yes, they need to be brought up. They need to be loved. They don't need to be cut. Nova Warp, you're not IP defining. Get the hell out of here. Midterm goal, review our ability to gunplay balance inside of PvP. This is a game about both explosive space magic moments and intrinsically satisfying gunplay, especially in our 3v3 playlist. The usage of abilities has climbed as we introduce more and more ways to charge them quickly. We're still in very early discussions, but we're looking to restoring better balance where proper gunplay is rewarding in these playlists. AKA, guys, we might actually see an ability duration nerf, or should I say an ability cooldown nerf. That could be the case. Now, a few of you noticed that prior to our holiday break, we were able to get a few sandbox changes delivered faster than expected. Thanks to the changes on Destiny 2's back backend, as well as the Destiny content vault, our patch pipeline is indeed better than before. That said, some changes won't happen at light speed, as our team wants the appropriate time to collect feedback, check the data, and test proposed changes. Once these changes have been validated, we'll be eager to get you details via TWABs, blogs, and more. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Again, that's the good thing about the DCV, all right? These backend changes, really, that's why Warlocks and their stasis abilities were nerfed in like 1 week's time. That would have never been the case pre-DCV. I know it sounds crazy. I understand the logic and even accept the logic of the DCV. I still have a hard time with sunsetting. You know, I don't really understand where sunsetting helps the game, because it seems more or less to help Bungie's development time. It's much easier to reissue a weapon with a new set of perks versus making a whole new weapon with whole new perks. Now, moving on to the worldwide community. Sometimes it can be difficult to think of how large the Destiny community has become since 2014. It seems no matter where you may be in the world, you might bump into a fellow hunter, warlock, or titan. Last year, we bolstered our efforts with the addition of 2 international community managers. Join us and welcome into the team, Russian community manager Ivan Yanushkovin. Dude, I think I nailed that. That's first time. First take, guys. Just want to point it out. Ivan Privet. Am I saying that right? My name is Ivan. I'm the latest community manager added to the team for the Russian-speaking Guardians. In Destiny 2, I enjoy making raids more complicated by doing them with fewer than 6 people and endlessly roaming around Europa on my Warlock, which for me is a meditating experience. Some of you might know me from my past work at Blizzard Entertainment, where I worked as a community manager for different titles. This experience will help me, but I will also be thankful for your guidance. Feel free to reach out to me with what works, what doesn't, and how things can be improved for Destiny community. One day, when real-life gaming events finally become possible again, I will be happy to meet you in person. For now, let's stay in touch on Twitter, Vikonvate, and on the Russian Bungie forums. Dude, I think I just killed that name. It's an honor to work with such an amazing community. My job will be to pass the voice of players to developers, help local content makers grow, manage Russian social media channels, and take care of many other duties. I'll do my best to be Ivan the Great, not the Terrible. I love it! I'm already loving this guy. P.S. Hopefully one day, I'll even get to use the fact that Hydras explode after death. Spasiba. Brush up on my Russian, guys. I need some help. So fellas, that is pretty much it. There's a number of known issues. We're supposed to actually be getting the update to Shatterdive and that reduction in damage next Tuesday. Actually, background maintenance began today on it, which is pretty impressive. So hunters, enjoy your Shatterdive for the limited amount of time you have left. As for reissuing Dreaming City and Moon-based weapons, look, I say I don't like it, and I really don't like it, because it's like Bungie was like, yo, let's sunset this, and they sunset, and now they're like, oh, we gotta reissue these weapons. They kind of just go back and forth on their own decisions. I think a part of me will probably overlook it though if these weapons come back with significant difference in their perk pools. I've reviewed pretty much all of these weapons. I like them all, and I had some pretty good rolls, but I'm not gonna say I can't be swayed. At the same time though, I still hold to what I've been saying now for the past year. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but to this day, I still stand beside sunsetting sucks balls. I get the logic. Everybody always hits me with the logic of it. Yes, logical, cool. Hell, taxes is even logical. Doesn't mean I like to pay them. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.